Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well today. I thought I'd go ahead and try out section 7.1.2 for your Apex Geometry. This section is really nice. If you look here, you have your midpoint formula, and that's what this is all focusing on, is midpoint. So when you go to do your quiz, I would have this formula just written down on a piece of paper, because a lot of what you're going to be doing is plugging things into that formula. So we have x1, x2 over 2, y1, y2, also over 2. So if we go to this first problem, and all the problems 1 through 10 are the same, they want you to find the midpoint. Go through and label your points, okay? Some of us are better at it than others. I think labeling just helps us all stay consistent in what we are doing, okay? So you can pick either point as your 1. It just has to be consistent. So if I choose to make this my x1 and my y1, I just have to be consistent, okay? X is always first, then y, just remember your order. So then when I come down to this point, x2, y2. If you want to flip it, that's completely fine. If you have your 2's up top here and your 1's on bottom here because you're reading it in order, that's also fine. Just make sure 1's are together and 2's are together. Now, we're going to use this formula. So first thing I need is my x1. In this case, I pick 5, plus my x2, which is 1, over 2. Okay, then I put in my little comma. Now I need my y1, which is 8, y2 plus 2 divided by 2. Okay, and now we want to go through and simplify this. So 5 plus 1, I hope we know, is 6, over 2, comma, 8 plus 2 is 10, divided by 2. Okay, and simplifying this, because they're both easily divisible by 2, 6 divided by 2, 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, and if you wanted to kind of check that, you could always plot the point. 3, 5 would be about there, and that's about halfway through my line. So we found the midpoint. Right? So hopefully this is a super easy section for you. Obviously 2, you plug that in. Most of these look like they're about the same idea. So yeah, you're doing the same thing throughout them. I'll do one of the ones with a negative really fast, just in case we'll do 10. It has a lot of negatives involved. Okay, but same idea. You go with that formula. Again, you can label x1, y1, x2, y2. I think the labeling just helps normally when you're doing points, because sometimes we do get confused when we're labeling points. If we remember that formula, again, if you're doing the quiz, have this formula next to you so you have it ready to go. But the first thing I'm going to need is my x1. So x1, bring in that negative. It is negative 6. Plus, my x2 is negative, so it's plus negative 1. Don't drop any of your negatives. Write everything out, and we'll combine as we go through. And then we'll divide by 2. Comma. My y1, it is negative 1, so I should have negative 1 up front. Plus negative 6 over 2. Okay? Now, if you're not great with your negatives, that's fine. Grab your calculator, type it in as you see it. If you want to kind of think it through, one way I always try to help you guys think about negatives is think about money. This is saying I owe you $6. But then I want to go to the vending machine and buy something for $1, so I ask you for more. So the question is really $6 that I owe you, and I asked for another $1. How much do I owe you now? Well, I'm in the hole, $7. So it's negative 7 over 2. And we have the same numbers here. Again, I already owed you $1. I asked for 6 more. I'm going to owe you 7 over 2. And then we can simplify this. I don't know if Apex, some questions may have it as a fraction, so that could be answer enough. Other questions may want you to go to the 1, maybe 2 decimal places. So you just kind of have to check out the problem. What is it asking? How do they want it formatted? I'll go ahead and make this into a decimal. So you see the two options. -7 divided by 2. A negative divided by a positive, I should stay negative. And that would be 3.5. And it'd be the same over here. So again, you should hopefully be able to kind of find that 0.3, a little past 3. So that'd be right about there would be the midpoint. Okay? And that's it for this section. Use that formula, practice it up, try out the quiz, have that formula with you while you're doing the quiz, and it should be pretty easy. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.